All right, guys, we're going to do some modeling with 3D figures. All right, so it's going to involve sometimes money applications and some other applications. All right, number one, a can has a diameter of 6 centimeters with a height equal to the diameter. Find the cost of filling the can with fertilizer if the cost is 25 cents per cubic centimeter. All right, so you have a can. If you have a can, that means you have a cylinder. All right, we know that our diameter is 6, so that means our radius is 3, and the height's equal to the diameter, so the height is 6. All right, remember we're working with a cylinder here, so our volume is pi r squared h. All right, so V equals pi r squared h. So pi times 3 to the second times the height, which is 6. All right, we're going to get decimal answers for all of these because we have an application. So we're not going to do exact. So I'm going to just plug the whole thing right in. Pi times 3 to the second times 6. I'm going to get that number. That's 169.646 centimeters cubed. All right, I'm not going to round yet because I'm going to do a money application. Now it says it costs $0.25 per cubic centimeter. So what I'm going to do now is multiply 169.646 centimeters cubed times 25 cents per cubic centimeter or centimeters cubed. And then the one on the top should cancel the one on the bottom, leaving us with just money. And rather than type this in, I'm just going to take my answer from before, hit times 0.25, and it comes out to 42.4115. But this is money, so we're going to go 2 decimal places. $42.51, or 41 cents. All right? Question 1. All right, number 2. It says, when a balloon is blown up, it forms a sphere because it is trying to hold as much air as possible with as small a surface as possible. A spherical balloon contains 288 cubic inches of air. What is the diameter of the balloon? All right, so it's a sphere. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed, right? Remember, this is our formula for a sphere. 4/3 pi r cubed, but I write it as 4 pi r cubed over 3. All right, and I plug in 288 pi equals 4 pi r cubed over 3. I want to get rid of that divided by 3, so I'm going to basically cross multiply. So, and I'm going to leave it in terms of pi. So I'm going to get 864 pi equals 4 pi r cubed. All right, I'm trying to get r by itself, so I'm going to divide by 4 pi. So in the end, I really only need to do 864 divided by 4 because the pi's, they cancel each other out. So I'm going to get 216 equals r to the 3rd. All right. And then I could do something called cube root. If you go math in your calculator, you go down to right here. It's got the little 3 for the index. Number 4, that's cube root. Type in your 216. You get 6. All right. But the question says, what is the diameter? So we know our diameter is 12. All right. I want to do one more question with you, and then I'll have you try some. All right, take a look at number 3. This is where they can get a little dicey. It says 3 tennis balls are sold in a cylindrical can, fitting exactly into the can, meaning the diameter of the ball is the same as the diameter of the cylindrical can. The tennis ball has a radius of 3.5 centimeters. All right. Find the answers to the following questions to the nearest tenth of a cubic centimeter. So A, find the volume of a tennis ball. All right? So we know the radius is 3.5. It's a sphere, so it's 4/3 pi r cubed. So that's going to be 4 pi times 4.5 cubed all over 3. We're going to get that number. All right? I wrote 4.5 cubed, but it was 3.5, right? The radius is 3.5. Just make sure you watch that. All right? And the whole thing's divided by 3. All right? So it's going to come out to 179, they say to the nearest tenth, 0.59, so I'm going to say 179.6 centimeters cubed. Now it says find the volume of the can. Now, this is where they get slick. It says the diameter of the ball, or the radius of the ball, is 3.5, which means the diameter is 7. And then since there are 3 of these balls in there, the 7 is going to stack up on top of each other 3 times. Right? The diameter is 7, so my height of the can is really 3 times 7, or 21. Right? So now they want the volume of the can. The can's a cylinder. So it's going to be pi r squared h. Pi times, it's the same radius, 3.5 to the second times our height, which is 21. All right, we're going to come up with that number. All right, comes out to 808.17. And to the nearest tenth, it said around 808.2 centimeters cubed. All right? Now, C, when packed into the can, how much space in cubic centimeters in the can is not taken up by the tennis balls? So basically, you got to do the volume of the cylinder minus the volume of the balls. But you got to be careful here because we found the volume of one ball. There are 3 balls. So at some point, you got to do 179.6 times 3. All right? That's going to be the volume of the balls, which is 538.8, right? There are 3 balls. Okay? So now we're going to just take our answer from B, 808.2. Subtract that amount, 538.8. And that's going to give us the volume of empty space. 808.2 minus 538.8, or 269.4. All right? So try these questions out and check your answers with the answer key for the rest of the worksheet. All right? Have a good one.